It's very quiet over in here, and it's very shocking because I don't understand what's going on. You never hardly see anyone going on that end down there.
Welcome to a new episode of CrimeWoods. Your support is greatly appreciated, so please remember to like and share this video to help us spread these real-life stories. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. Now, let's dive into the featured story. On Monday, October 23rd, police were called to a home in Miami-Dade County located at the 2900 block of Northwest 93rd Street. The victim ended up being 26-year-old London Price.
Nicole, Miami-Dade police tells us a man was shot and killed in broad daylight. And let me zoom you in to the area detectives are focusing on. They've been walking down a driveway just on the other side of the fence here, in and out of a home in a duplex. Let me send you the video of what...
London was a black transgender woman whose aunt described her as always pretty, someone who would give you the shirt off her back.
Always beautiful and pretty. She'll give you the shirt off her back. And I think that's kind of what put her in the situation to get her hurt.
Born in New Orleans, London graduated from South Terrebonne High School and then relocated to Miami, Florida in an effort to get her life on track. She was working at an Apple store and progressing toward her goals. Like most people her age, she loved social media, jewelry, music, and the color pink. Although her gender on Facebook stated male, London had been taking the necessary steps toward living in her truth as a transgender woman. Her aunt Nedra Allen spoke with the media about London's transition, stating she got her name changed, passport, went to the court, and got everything done the right way. On that fateful day, London had gotten into an argument with an unknown male. She was then pistol whipped right in front of her grandmother before being fatally shot by the unknown male, who fled the scene shortly thereafter. What the assailant didn't know was that there were street cameras who caught the incident, which showed a man running from the crime scene with a gun in his hand.
Local 10 News obtaining this critical clue in the search for the man who murdered a trans woman at her Northwest Miami home earlier this week. A source close to the investigation telling us this is the killer, holding a weapon and running away after gunning down 26-year-old London Price.
Had the rest of her life in front of her, was just a go-getter and someone who had a spirit that is indescribable.
A loved one speaking to us via phone Wednesday night, anonymously, terrified the killer is still out there.
I don't know if he's going to be outside of my front door.
As authorities began their initial investigation, they learned that London's ex-boyfriend had been living with her due to him not having a place to stay.
He was there because his parents had found out that they used to date, and they threw him out of their house because they weren't accepting of the fact that he was dating a transgender girl, and she felt responsible for it.
But when police went to question him, he was nowhere to be found. The family let investigators know that London and her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old Anthony Quinn Payton, had been going through rough times over the past year. After further investigation, including review of the surveillance footage, authorities arrested Anthony in Broward County on a second-degree murder charge a week after the victim's passing.
At 5 o'clock, police making an arrest after a transgender woman was murdered in Northwest Miami-Dade. Detectives say the suspect was the victim's ex-boyfriend.
And now we're hearing exclusively from the victim's mother about his arrest. Local 10's Glenna Milberg is live with this developing story. Glenna.
She, Nicole Calvin, and other people who knew these two said it was a pretty tumultuous relationship, that there were fights ongoing. London Price actually allowed her ex to stay in her apartment. This is his stuff, now sitting at the side of the road, put there by her heartbroken mother today.
That was my baby.
That's London Price's mom doing what no mother ever should, cleaning the apartment where her 26-year-old youngest died and lived with the ex who is now accused of her murder.
Wasn't getting along with the parents. She gave this person a place to live because the person didn't have nowhere to go.
Anthony Payton is now charged with second-degree murder. That's him, police believe, running down the block right after last Monday, gun in hand. Social media posts show London's heartbroken family named him before police did. They arrested him in Fort Lauderdale Monday. Her mother now finds the strength to clean her apartment, still the scene of a crime, and scene of London's too short South Florida life.
I don't want nobody just going through her personal stuff.
So just a little while ago, her mom headed off back to Louisiana to deal with this profound loss. So we find evidence that Payton has a past, possibly, of getting in trouble for some kind of fights in relationships. And we will have
Records show that Payton had been arrested for violence twice before last year, but the charges were eventually dropped. London is one of more than 20 trans, non-binary, or gender non-conforming people who have died by violence in the United States this year, and most of them have been women of color. Since it began tracking violent deaths of trans people in 2013, HRC has found that 69% of trans victims were killed with a gun, and when it comes to those who fell victim to violence by their current or former intimate partners, 76% are black trans women. It is important to note that a trans person is killed every 8 days, and that is just in the United States, and London's death is the 35th violent death of a trans person this year. However, when it comes to statistics on trans deaths, those numbers are never accurate due to their deaths going unnoticed or the fact that victims are often misgendered in the police reports as well as in the media. London's family were furious that law enforcement and different media outlets kept misgendering London.
If you seen her face, you wouldn't have said a she. So if you probably undressed her at the scene or whatever, then you want to say he, because just looking at that beautiful face, you never would have said, and you saw the boobs, so you never would have said he.
London did not deserve to meet such a horrific fate at the hands of her former lover. She was a vibrant and remarkable individual who radiated positivity and kindness to everyone she encountered. She possessed a genuine zest for life and a heart full of compassion. Her infectious laughter and unwavering support brought joy and comfort to those around her. The brutal and senseless act of violence perpetrated upon her was an injustice that leaves the family shattered, wondering how such a vibrant light could be extinguished so tragically. May her memory serve as a reminder that no one, under any circumstances, should ever have their life mercilessly cut short by the hands of another. May God comfort her family. Rest in heaven. London Price.
Of those who are the called according to your purpose. And so we thank you in advance for the life and legacy of this our brother. Let me say this to you today. In Galatians chapter number 6, verse 9, it says, "So let us not be weary in well-doing. For in due season we shall reap if we faint not." And what that text literally says to us is, don't get tired. And that's what I want to tell this family today. It's rough, it's hard. Don't give up, don't get tired. Because life hurts, regardless of what anybody say. Or you look at people and you judge them based off of what they have, but you don't know what they had to do to get it. Hello. Yes. I want to say this to you today. Life hurts, that doesn't. And I want to say this to you, as hard as it is for you to believe that London is better off than any one of us who's out here today. London didn't go somewhere, he went to be with somebody. And so I want y'all to move this way because we don't want to knock the power out. We're going to go this way and we're going to release the balloons, all right?
Where's the candle? Look at the love you got out here. Let's go, girl. Let's go. All right. Let's go. I want to catch the people. Yes. I love me a fucking London. We love you. Gotta think, girl. We love you. Gotta think, my baby. We love you, Lled. We love you, Lled. The love is ridiculous. Fly high, baby. I hope you don't start nobody power. Fly high, Nee. Let's go, Nee. I'll let them go, baby.